Cheers. Thanks a lot, Matt. Okay, so today I'm going to be taking a look at why should enterprises have all the fun. It's kind of a hot topic at the moment. I work really closely with Microsoft as part of my role at Ingram Micro Cloud, and more and more we're seeing SMBs moving on to Dynamics 365. So today we're going to take a look at why, what's the benefit, and I'm hoping that there's something in this session for everyone, whether you would class yourself as a Microsoft partner or a Microsoft customer, or both. So firstly, just to introduce myself, so who is presenting to you today. So yeah, Mathew Batterbee. So I'm the global senior manager for business applications at Ingram Micro Cloud. So Ingram Micro Cloud, for those that don't know, are the global leading distributor for Microsoft and other vendors as well. My role is essentially leading the global strategy and programs for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So I work with all of our markets all over the world, enabling partners, enabling our internal Microsoft reps to support partners better when it comes to Dynamics and support the end customers as well, of course. As you probably just heard me talking about, proud daddy of Mathew Batterbee, so I thought I'd put that in there as well because it's a really cute photo. And you know, one thing I will say, and hopefully this comes across in this session, I do truly love what I do and really passionate about what I do as well. So, you know, you see my contact details in there, LinkedIn, QR code, email, Twitter. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to pick up a conversation after the session, or you know, pop your questions in the chat as we've said. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And you know, as you can see there, ex-Microsoft as well, so loads of experience from a channel perspective supporting partners, whether they're starting a biz apps practice or whether they're already up and running with biz apps and they just need to accelerate that practice, be it Power Platform or Dynamics. There's a lot of experience there. So I always like to start off sessions with a bit of a quote, and I've used this one a few times recently. So if you've joined one of my sessions recently, you've probably seen this one before. But once a new technology rolls over you, if you're not part of the steamroller, you're part of the road. I kind of want you to have that in the back of your mind throughout this session and really throughout the day. You know, the Microsoft session we were just on then talking about the roadmap. You know, all these new technologies come in, new features, new functionalities. So just make sure you're not part of the road. Make sure you're capitalizing on the opportunity. Again, be it if you're a Microsoft customer or a Microsoft partner, you know, you need to be making sure that you're utilizing the solutions that are available to you across business applications and just Microsoft in general. So what we're going to be covering today as part of the session, we're going to take a look at what the SMB opportunity is. I think it's really important to have a look at the kind of total addressable market and see, you know, why should we care? I think it's the way to put it. Why should we want to look at the SMB market and what's the opportunity there? But also, how can we enable customers? How do Microsoft business applications empower SMBs to achieve more? I want to take a look at the Better Together story as well, because I think, as we've seen, it's just continuing to get better. The integrations with Microsoft Teams, Outlook, and other Microsoft 365 solutions, and also the integrations between applications themselves, Dynamics 365, Sales Pro, and Business Central as the example for SMB. So again, that Better Together story, how are you going to benefit, again, whether you're a partner or a customer? How do we increase sales and add value to SMBs? So the last couple of sections very much focused towards Microsoft partners to some extent. What resources are out there to help you grow your practice? And then how can I help you as well? I think that's important. You know, I don't just want to come on here as a presenter and kind of go and disappear. I want to help you further down the road as well. So I'm going to go through a little bit of what I can do following the session as well. So starting with the opportunity and why we're here, you know, firstly, just to look at the total addressable market across ERP and CRM, as you can see, and I know this is a UK event, but from a global perspective, the ERP opportunity across SMB is looking to be around $97 billion business by 2024. Similar story for CRM, $80 billion by 2024. So again, huge opportunity, and it really highlights that SMBs now more than ever, and this is just accelerating now due to what we've all experienced over the last 12 months. You know, SMBs more than ever are starting to look at digital transformation in a really serious way. You know, how did they adapt to change during everything that's been going on? People working remotely, you know, how did they adapt to that? And did their solutions enable them to adapt to that easily? Or was it a struggle, or did they have to go out and invest in new solutions? How did that look? And there is a huge growth opportunity. So again, focused towards Microsoft partners here, but the opportunity there, we're seeing that when you add Dynamics 365 into your offering and to the customer, they're using Microsoft 365 so much better. They're using more Azure consumption, but actually lowering their total cost of ownership of their technology platforms, using less solutions, being more productive and so on, which we'll come on to in this presentation, as well as driving more Power Platform as well. We're seeing that as soon as Microsoft partners start to speak to their customers about, business processes, what's important to the business, what solutions are they using today, what's the problems with them, basically giving their customers a chance to have a good old moan about their existing solutions. We're seeing that these opportunities are there across CRM, across ERP, and in improving processes just in general using Power Platform. And we're actually seeing that Microsoft partners that are offering all these solutions, essentially the entire Microsoft stack, are massively reducing the churn. They're adding so much value to their customers that they are, extremely sticky to their customers. And of course, we're all here to learn something as well. So hopefully you leave this session with a bit more knowledge and have a little fun as well. And obviously at the end we'll answer some questions too. So continue with the opportunity, and I'm not really going to go into kind of, I'm not going to read all these out verbatim because we can all read, I'm sure. But digital transformation, I've already mentioned it. It's the huge opportunity right now because of everything that's going on. We're seeing more and more, but it's more than that as well. Customers, SMB businesses, they need to move. They need to move with digital transformation. They want to achieve these things that you can see on the screen here, improving their productivity, updating processes. Be amazed the amount of companies that still use paper-based processes. I bought a house recently and got sent a letter from solicitors and people like that saying, "Oh, can you print it off and sign it?" It's like, I do not own a printer. I've never needed one. There's a lot of companies that are still using these paper-based processes. So it's about updating those processes, removing data silos as well. That's a big one. We'll come on to that a little bit later. But when you think about Dynamics 365 and Power Platform, Microsoft 365, start to think about it's all under that one roof. It's all under one author of Microsoft. You haven't got data being all over the place in different solutions, meaning people have to update in different tools. And we're seeing that we're now living in the age of distraction. We've seen, use a seller's perspective for some examples here, but a seller's performance on average is reduced by 14% just based on distraction. And that's not distraction like a mobile phone or anything like that. That is distraction of spending far too much time doing stuff that's not a seller's role. That on average, around 64% of a seller's time is being spent on non-selling activities. Could be just updating data sheets, Excel spreadsheets, emails, all this kind of stuff. So the distraction is using multiple tools. It's not phones, it's not Netflix or anything like that. And around 60% of sellers say that they use far too many tools as well. And the statistics, I'm using sales as an example here, but the statistics are pretty similar across, multiple business units in different sectors as well. So take customer service as an example, 54% of people today have a higher expectation of customer service now than they did a year ago. And 90% of customers would use customer service as a factor as to whether to do business with a company or not. I'm definitely one of those people. I'd rather pay more but get a better service than pay less and get a rubbish service. That's just my personal opinion. You may disagree, but the statistics don't lie. They do highlight those things. So businesses need to use tools that enable them to adapt to this change, grow as a business, develop and update their processes, be more productive, and hit customer needs. So basically using solutions like Dynamics 365 to achieve those goals. And the improvements and the concerns and things like that you can see on the screen around the digital transformation. Using Dynamics 365, you're going to accomplish this. So when you see statistics showing things like, customer service agents spending a high percentage of their time on things other than helping customers, or finance people spending too much time trying to gather data, and it's not even real-time data and accurate to the day, it really is alarming. And that's why it's really important that we start to think about how can we improve our customers' businesses, or if you are the customer yourself, how can you improve your own business? Are you capitalizing? Are there any things on here that you wish that you could improve, or are a concern for you right now, and how can we improve that for you? So going into the power of the Better Together story, I always like to kind of look at what the customers currently use today, what could potentially be the issues with that. And again, I'm not going to sit here and slate any of these solutions on screen, and you'll see that Microsoft solutions are in here. And the reason for that is we do have customers today that maybe use Dynamics for one thing, and then maybe Sage for their ERP solution, or QuickBooks or something like that. So it's not just about making sure that you're using Dynamics for something, or using Power Platform, or using Microsoft 365. It's about actually making sure that your solutions help you grow your business, and help you be more productive and achieve more. So the problem with using solutions that maybe don't, let's just put it in simple terms, don't talk to one another, it really is making it hard work for employees, but also hard work for customers as well. Sometimes data inaccuracies leading to a lack of brand loyalty. Things like that are really problematic for businesses. It's causing users, employees of a business to need to input data entry more than once. As I say, reports aren't up to date. Sales doesn't speak to finance. Sales doesn't speak to marketing. All these things causing problems and not really presenting a smooth operation. And also, they're not enabling a user to use the data. And that's a big one. They say data is the new oil. So you need a good oil rig. I always say Dynamics 365 is a good oil rig for being able to harness that data and actually do more with it. And also making sure data is safe. By using all these different solutions, one thing that you'll find is not everyone is going to be using them in the way they should be, because there's so many different solutions. So what you find is in some businesses, and I've experienced this myself, is, let's say, for example, you're supposed to be tracking your sales leads in, I don't know, Pipedrive, for example, and it's not the best solution for tracking a CRM pipeline, and you've got a big sales team. You can guarantee someone in that sales team has got an Excel spreadsheet somewhere, because they just prefer Excel to the CRM system. So again, making sure that those tools help a user be more productive and give them the data to actually achieve more is really important. So the way in which we want to look to do that shift over is, I'm not going to go through all these, we've all seen these before, but again, that Better Together story that I'm going to come on to today is really important. And one thing that you may have seen before is the digital feedback loop. If you haven't, I'm just going to run through little points on this, just so you can kind of get an idea of the digital feedback loop and the power of Dynamics 365 with Microsoft 365, with Power Platform, and with Azure as well, and how that can benefit business. So, starting with engaging customers, getting a deeper understanding of your customers will enable you to provide better services, adapt to their changing needs. Customer needs are changing faster than ever before, but also best meet you with their requirements, and most importantly, ensure brand loyalty. That is a really important one, making sure it's all in good winning loads of new customers, but if you're losing all your existing customers, what's the point? And when the customer data is built into the feedback loop, you can deliver more effective and personalized services and products to meet customers' individual needs. So Dynamics 365 applications are designed to enable a business to tailor individual customer experiences using customer data, and using customer data in this way means businesses can make the right decisions and provide better services to customers. When we look at empowering employees, and this one is really important, because I believe the statistic was around 60% of people would leave a business during their probation period based on poor technology. And I can't agree more with that. I think I've used Microsoft Teams for so long now, and it's my go-to tool for pretty much everything, that if I went for a job interview, and just in case my boss is watching this, I'm not, but if they don't use those kind of technologies, Microsoft Teams, Dynamics, I probably wouldn't want to work there. I wouldn't feel like I'd be able to achieve, do my job properly. So that's a really important one, empowering employees. But employees need the right information in front of them. They need to be able to service customers to the best of their ability. They need the tools to enable them to do this. These tools also need to be able to adapt to, as we said, ever-changing business landscape, so that your employees can stay ahead of the curve. The productivity suite in business applications and data analysis tools at your employees' fingertips can't be matched when it comes to Dynamics and Power Platform and Microsoft Stack. Not to mention that employees will be able to collaborate anytime, anywhere, on any device. Empowering employees with the relevant data and AI will support your business across all the other pillars as well. And then when we look at optimizing operations, when companies think of digital transformation, they sometimes leave out their operations team because they're stuck on some legacy application, or their user group may just not be very tech savvy. But those days really are changing. Microsoft has been coming out with really powerful applications that empower, field service, project services, finance and accounting departments. And these applications improve responsiveness, service levels, and reduce costs, leading to higher profitability. And with the integrations between, let's say, sales and business central, it's really enabling these different business units to seamlessly collaborate as well. Now, Microsoft obviously can't make your products awesome for you, but it can help you shift your vision from hindsight to foresight by providing the data and applications you need to make those key product decisions. Again, a deeper understanding of the customer will foster better product and service development by creating products that address customer needs. And then data and intelligence just sat there nicely in the middle. Power BI is the application of choice for data visualization and integration. These analytics will help employees make key decisions and reduce complexity of static data. And there are also built-in AI tools in Dynamics 365, like the relationship assistant that serves up friendly reminders to complete tasks or answer emails. That is definitely a key one for me. I love getting my email every day with my daily daily things that I need to do. So that's a really good one. But not to mention with things like sales insights, customer service insights, Microsoft really is giving businesses the power of AI to make or help make better decisions at the right time. And all these components combined, a business using Microsoft 365 and Dynamics 365 is really going to see the better together experience. But it doesn't just stop there. I mentioned Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365. Again, just going back to this slide, Power Platform and Azure as well. It really is important that you as Microsoft partners should be looking at how can you offer all these solutions to your end customers of any size. I keep going back to that point. Enterprises aren't having all the fun anymore. SMBs are able to use these solutions. They fit their business. They can be bespoke to their business. They can be bent and shaped to their business and the processes that they need. So again, it's just really important that you look at this and this feedback loop. The way to take advantage of the entire feedback loop is by utilizing everything that's available to you that is necessary for your business. And then just taking a look at the better together story when it comes to Dynamics 365 and Microsoft 365. Again, enabling you modernize sales productivity with an SFA solution that helps sellers do less, not more. Dynamics 365 Sales Pro works seamlessly with Microsoft 365, so sellers can easily and intuitively manage customer relationships and close deals using the tools that they already have and are familiar with. I don't know about anyone else. I've only ever used, Office 365 in my working life, and haven't used anything else. And I'm sure a lot of people are the same. Obviously, some people will have used other competitor solutions, but again, helping them use those solutions they're familiar with is really powerful. And the way to achieve sales productivity in the modern environment is not to give sellers more disconnected tools that we've already seen. Sellers already feel that they're using too many disjointed tools. What they need are solutions that work with the tools that they already have and already comfortable with. This way, sellers can gain new capabilities without the burden and distractions that come with adding new disconnected tools, time wasted, training, ramping up, reconciling data between systems, entering duplicate data in multiple systems and flipping back and forth between tools. I'm sure we've all been there, in past lives. I've managed call centers and built call centers, in fact, and sometimes, it's just using all these different tools, it really doesn't help, and actually slows down the entire process. Microsoft is really helping SMB organizations modernize their sales productivity with these streamlined solutions that enable sellers to do less, not more, as I've said. And Dynamics 365 Sales Pro works seamlessly with Microsoft 365, so they can, again, just really have that great experience, use the insight and analytics, use those familiar tools. We're going to come on to some things a little bit later, but being able to use Dynamics 365 right from within Microsoft Teams, for example, to really have a better user experience, be more productive. I do the exact same thing. I use Dynamics within Microsoft Teams. It enables me to do so much more right from within the application that I'm so familiar with, use all the time. And I don't have to jump from one application to another. I update something in Teams, it automatically updates it in my Dynamics. So these kind of tools are extremely powerful when you're using them. And I'm sure we've all been told before now, work smarter, not harder. So I just really like this slide because it really highlights that seamless connectivity between Dynamics 365 and Microsoft 365, enabling users to be more collaborative, more productive, and more wow moments. I like that one, but being able to go from that reactive business to a proactive business using data and insights, there's some incredible tools within Dynamics 365 that are enabling customer service teams to be more proactive, rather than reactive, understanding their customers better, getting that 360-degree view of their business and their customers to really provide an individualized, customer service essentially, and really improve that brand loyalty again. So when we're taking a look at, focusing on what's important, as sellers juggle an increasing number of stakeholders, it gets harder to tailor and personalize interactions. Working seamlessly with Outlook, Dynamics 365 Sales Pro provides a holistic 360-degree view of customers' interactions across the company and sales activities without switching apps. Sellers have the context, knowledge, and status needed to personalize every interaction with buyers. Dynamics 365 app for Outlook surfaces customer engagement records, sales insights, and alerts from within Outlook. And one thing I really like about that is the fact that I can have my emails tracked into Outlook based on an opportunity or a customer that I'm talking to. So again, I don't really have to go and update loads of notes and things like that after a call, sending a follow-up email, and then sending notes and all this kind of stuff. It helps streamline that entire process. And then to prevent distractions, organizations need to narrow down the optimal choices for sellers. With Dynamics 365, sellers get guidance towards optimal outcomes while working in Dynamics Sales Pro, Outlook, or as shown within Microsoft Teams there in the middle. Directly inside the sales records they're working on, sellers see the specific steps needed to move the deal forward, helping to close deals faster. Dynamics 365 app for Teams enables a business group to easily work with Dynamics 365 customer information, share files directly from Teams, and this helps them to be more productive and get business done more effectively. Whether that's, maybe they're creating a pitch deck, for example, and bringing in people from different sides of the organization. More and more businesses have multiple locations, or everyone works remotely, as we've seen over the past year. So again, being able to do all this within Teams, work on PowerPoint presentations or pitch decks or whatever all together and save those down to the record in Teams, in Dynamics, extremely powerful. And many sellers are unclear of what's expected of them. Is their job just to close deals? Is it to build a pipeline? Is it to acquire new customers? And frequently goals, they conflict, creating distractions for sellers. So Dynamics 365 provides contextual real-time dashboards for sellers and leaders, so the entire sales team knows what metrics to focus on and can take coordinated action towards the organization's specific goals. The Dynamics 365 app for Teams allows sales teams to access interactive dashboards right from within Microsoft Teams without needing to switch between apps. And it helps them to be more productive and get business done more effectively. And I use this all the time, being able to, and I'm going to use Power BI as the example as well, but being able to have my Power BI dashboards right within Teams is really great, because it could just be that I have it open, I have it across the top all the time on a certain chat. So for example, if I'm speaking with my boss and we're talking about, I don't know, sales figures, I don't have to go from one app to another or anything like that, which, you know, you could say is not too difficult when you've got multiple screens and things like that. But again, it does just help, you know, taking a little snip, dropping it in, or just talking about it or bringing it up on a call. It is really impactful, and really does help be more productive. And just, you know, I mean, what comes with being productive is just getting stuff done faster, and then you get to focus on what you need to focus on. And sellers and sales managers can collaborate on deals across functions and geography with customer information and document sharing directly from Microsoft Teams. The Dynamics 365 app for Teams embeds Dynamics 365 customer records, sales content, reports, and updates all within Microsoft Teams. For example, teams can share as I mentioned, the sales presentation, then easily schedule a review meeting or a chat with just a few clicks without having to switch applications. So again, if you want to do that pre-call before you do a pitch meeting, and you're a seller, again, being able to really easily, quickly just book a call to review the sales deck that you've all worked on together and collaborated on in Teams, extremely useful tools that you've got at your disposal, that any size business can take advantage of, whether you're enterprise, SMB. It's extremely powerful. And today's sellers, they work on the go. I remember back when we could travel, I'd frequently go and meet with our partners, or go to the Ingram office in Milton Keynes, and I live at the time lived in Chester, and I live in North Wales. So the amount of work I used to do on the train was incredible. So again, being able to have access to modern sales tools that enable a mobile CRM, again, is extremely useful. And it's also going to help people achieve their targets. I saw a statistic actually that 65% of sales teams using a mobile CRM achieve their targets, compared with 22% that don't. So again, being able to work on the go, have your applications, be it tablet, mobile device, laptop, being able to have them on the go is extremely useful, and really enable a sales team to hit their sales targets. But also, be it a different type of team, a finance person, an accountant, someone in field service, again, being able to see more when they're on the go, extremely useful. So with Dynamics 365, you can also start simple, with just the capabilities that your sales team needs now, and then support additional business needs as the business grows. And that's the beauty of Dynamics 365, in my personal opinion as well. It's not just a solution for the here and now, it's a solution to help a business grow. We see this all the time, that companies do start off small, and they start off with a small area using Dynamics, and it grows and grows and grows. We see all too much customers using solutions that, and I don't want to name any solutions because that's not fair, but solutions that they outgrow very quickly, be it CRM or ERP. They may be cheaper to begin with, but then they're outgrown, and then you have the whole, call it a kerfuffle of moving all that data and everything to another solution that you could have started on anyway, but just a smaller version. So for example, starting on Sales Pro, but then building up to Sales Enterprise as your business grows and needs grow and as your requirements grow. So you can also configure the sales application for your specific sales processes without technical resources. So with Dynamics 365, you can count on a platform that meets your needs today and scales and adapts to your needs in the future. So when your sales organization is ready, you can add more of the advanced capabilities and in sales and beyond as well, from predictive lead scoring to LinkedIn to marketing to customer service. So as your organization grows, Dynamics grows with you essentially, and it also helps you grow. We've already talked about the productivity tools and all these kind of things. So it's going to help your business grow and grow with you. Over the next couple of slides, I just wanted to highlight how using Dynamics 365 in Teams can again improve productivity, simplify processes, and prevent users needing to flip-flop between different applications. And this is actually using Business Central for this example here. So again, just being able to use the search box, and being able to bring up contact cards, really easy. So all this information is stored within Business Central, but I'm able to see this lead right from within Microsoft Teams. Again, I get a really really good view of the opportunity of the client, everything that I need to know. Again, still have not left Teams, and again, I could go through and have a look at their sales history and all their kind of information that I need to. Again, I still haven't left Teams. So again, I don't have to jump from one application to another. So again, it's enabling me to achieve so much more. And then I've mentioned things around Power Platform. I mentioned Power BI and reports being embedded in Teams and so on. So again, I just really wanted to highlight that this better together story, it's not just Microsoft 365 and Dynamics. It's not just multiple Dynamics applications. It's that whole story. So Power Platform, being able to have more advanced reports embedded into Dynamics. I've seen some incredible use cases from our partners that focus on the SMB market that have been able to extend and build on Dynamics 365 using, for example, Power Apps or streamline processes using Power Automate and really keep it bespoke to that organization. And again, these are SMB case studies. It's not just dealing with massive enterprises. That's not the case at all. And we're seeing that by doing this, it's actually reducing the total cost of ownership for these customers when they're utilizing Dynamics 365, Power Platform, and so on. So again, it's just extending on what Dynamics can already offer, making able to act more on the insights and analytics that are available. Again, automate processes and embed Power Apps, into things like Microsoft Teams, Dynamics. So there really is this better together story, and as soon as you start, if you're a Microsoft customer, start to think about your business processes today. What gets on your nerves, I think, is the way I would word it. Where's the problems? What could be better? What is something that you do today and you do it just because you've done it that way for so long? I think that's one of my favorite ones, and I love kind of changing that mentality a little bit. I think that everywhere I've worked, where just because it's a way that's been done for so long doesn't mean it's the right way or the quickest way or the most efficient way. To start to think about those things, if you're a Microsoft partner, start to ask about those things to your customers, because you're going to get some incredible responses and you're going to be able to make some incredible difference and really add amazing value to your end customers. So just to review, got plenty of time, got quite a few more slides to go anyway, but I really wanted to put this slide on there to really highlight what's the advantage of Dynamics 365 in SMB for users and for Microsoft partners. I'm not going to go through these one by one. Don't get scared. I'm not about to start listing off bullet points that I know you can read, and hopefully we'll be able to share this content with you anyway. But one that I want to call out is actually the last one, the return on investment. It's proven, there was a Gartner study, for every $1 spent on Dynamics 365, return on investment was $17. So not only, as a Microsoft partner now, not only are you going to enable your customers to reduce their total cost of ownership, but you're going to help them have this huge return on investment and help them grow their business. You're going to be adding this amazing value. And we've already talked around, how Dynamics 365 is going to boost your sales. It's going to improve customer service, ability to utilize real-time data and better forecasting, better planning, increase profitability, all these kind of things. But then for Microsoft partners, again, starting to think about, and if you're sat there and you're thinking, well, I already sell Dynamics, is that all you do? Do you do Power Platform? Do you do M365? Do you offer Azure services? What we've seen Ingram Micro Cloud from our Microsoft partners is partners that are adding these solutions to their offering are growing their Microsoft business 35% faster than partners that don't. And that's not just, let's say, for example, they're not a Dynamics partner and they add it to their offering. That's not just, oh, they've added a new revenue stream. This is they're growing their Azure business, the Microsoft 365 business faster as well. So there's some incredible value points here for both sides of the party, if you like. So I just really wanted to call that out. I think it's really important that we kind of, focus on that value. I wanted to spend a couple of slides just talking about what I can do to help. So I actually run a Dynamics 365 Accelerate program as part of Ingram Micro Cloud. It's a global program that we run to enable partners to never turn down an opportunity again. Customers don't just need a CRM solution, or they don't just need an ERP or anything like that. There is this huge opportunity, and we know that Microsoft partners, not all Microsoft partners, can offer absolutely everything. So we've created this amazing program where we're able to enable our partners to offer everything to their customers. Essentially we help you build that practice out. We provide a lot of services as part of this. That's why our tagline is more as a service. And we're seeing some incredible results as part of this. Globally, we have over doubled the number of Dynamics transacting partners over the last sort of 12 to 18 months. And that just continues to grow. Every month, we're seeing a huge increase. And it's the same for Power Platform. We're seeing a very similar story. Partners now moving into Power Apps, Power Automate, and so on, and really offering more to their customers. And as a result, we're seeing the customer churn rate decrease massively. So we're seeing some massive advantage of this. So this is one thing that we can do to support you on. Also, I've created my own kind of Teams community for our partners as well, where we're able to update, things like Microsoft Ignite was recently, and we've got the BizApp Summit coming up as well, and other events. So we're able to put updates in there direct to partners. We've got about 1,000 members in there today. It's only been live for sort of a month and a half. But we're also able to put things like pitch decks in there into the file storage area. We've got licensing guides, release wave documentation. I run workshops and events, so we post the recordings in there and the decks and things like that as well. I've supported a number of partners complete their Microsoft Partner of the Year applications, so we put all the information in there to help further. We do monthly community calls, all this kind of stuff. So we're really enabling partners to stay up to date on all this stuff, because I think sometimes there is so much information out there. It's like, where do you begin? What do you save as a bookmark and all this kind of stuff? So as part of that as well, we have really useful websites in there. I'm going to show you a couple of these in a second, but again, making sure that all these links are at the top of the Teams channel so you can easily access some really great things like marketing collateral, programs from Microsoft to help you grow your business, all this kind of stuff. And I'm going to show some websites shortly, but again, all this available in Microsoft Teams in our Teams channel. And again, there's loads of resources out there from Microsoft to enable you to grow your practice. So I'm not going to list off everything that's on my screen right now, but just have a quick look. If you are a Microsoft partner and you've not heard of some of these, then it's definitely worth us having a bit of a conversation to understand, but what are these programs, resources, tools, collateral, and how can I use them? Because we are seeing that partners utilizing these sorts of resources from Microsoft that are provided for free, by the way, are growing so much faster. And also, saving costs. There's a marketing website I'm going to show shortly. These are absolutely brilliant. So let me just go into that. So I'm going to play a short video now and just go into. Is it going to play? Yes, it's playing automatically. So there's some really good websites I'm going to highlight. This one here, the SMB section of the Business Applications website. Some great information, partner resources, training resources, marketing resources, all available right from in here, even licensing support and all these kind of things to help you answer really complicated questions with customers. There are business applications consultancies, whether you're an Action Pack Silver or Gold Microsoft partner, you can access these free of charge across the entire BizApp stack, gain access to a partner technical consultant, and gain more support. Cloud Enablement Desk, if you've got a goal you want to achieve, be it launch a new product, get a product in app source, anything like that, gain a competency, you can do that through that program free of charge. And this website is absolutely brilliant. I'm not even signed in to do this. It's great. And you can export loads of content in here. There's over 5,000 bits of collateral, FAQ sheets, pitch decks, emails, templates, social templates. You can search via keywords or a product, Dynamics or Azure, for example, or security as a keyword. So there's over 1,700 Azure bits of content. I think Microsoft 365, obviously there's quite a bit. Over around 1,600 as well, and then for Dynamics, I think it's around 1,200. Let's see if my memory serves me right. It does indeed. So there's loads of content in there that you can use. Also, are you aware that you can, set up a free trial? Whether you're a potential customer or partner, you can set up free trials. There's a great product updates website as well, again, for anyone, where you can see, the release wave documentation. You can see videos of the new features and functionality, sort of short, sharp videos, and then links to docs.microsoft.com. So again, just shorten things down a little bit if you don't want to read a 360-page documentation. This website is brilliant, dynamicspartners.transform.microsoft.com. It's just a go-to. That's all I can say. It really is a go-to for any Dynamics partner out there. You should know about this, should be using it. And this is just something that I created for partners as well. which is a Dynamics 365 partner guide. It's just a PDF, but I've designed it as a click-through document that I keep up to date. All sorts of information, whether it's old to new, migration paths, features and functionality between Nav and Business Central, whether you're competing with another solution like, for example, Sage, and pros and cons of the two, what's the functionality differences, licensing information, product information. If it's a product like Sales with 3 different versions of Enterprise, Professional, and Premium, what's the differences between all of those? There's more information around Power Platform licensing. I've created a Dynamics 365 toolkit, so some really useful links in here that you can access, again, all free of charge. And then also, use it as a sales document as well. I've, made it a bit simple. There's just some key bullet points as to key selling points, how to have a Dynamics conversation, all this kind of stuff. So it goes from all sorts of levels, from kind of beginner to expert. And then again, the better together story with M365 and Teams and so on. And there's more information there, resources to help you start a practice, build or optimize your practice as well. So they're just some of the websites that are available. And this is like a handful. I didn't want to go on too long about these, but there's so much out there to help you. And then also this PowerPoint, this PDF that I've created as well to support partners. I'm going to start again. So to sum up, really, enterprises are no longer having all the fun when it comes to Dynamics 365 and the better together story. I think there is so much out there from an SMB perspective. So regardless of size of business, I work with a partner that focuses predominantly on startup organizations. They're talking a couple of seats, and they are offering the whole hog to their customers, Azure, Dynamics, Power Platform, and M365 to really help these startup organizations get up and running faster and more effectively. So we really are seeing that regardless of organization size, there is something out there for everyone, and more partners, more and more customers are doing this. So, a couple of questions there at the end. If you're a Microsoft partner, are you enabling your SMB customers with all these solutions? And if not, what can we do to help you? And then Microsoft customers, are you using everything offered to you that's available by Microsoft that you feel could help you? You've got processes that are long that you could streamline using Power Automate. Are you using Dynamics 365? Are you using Dynamics for CRM with a completely different ERP solution? If so, why? And again, making sure you're making the most of that opportunity. So just some final thoughts, really. Again, don't become part of the road. Be the steamroller, and make sure you're taking advantage of all this technology that is being brought to us by Microsoft, because you won't regret it. You're going to be able to be more productive, get more done, grow faster, and then use solutions that are going to grow with you as well. You're not going to outgrow them, which I think is really important, because as I said before, time and time again, there's certain solutions out there. Again, I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but we're constantly having customers come to us saying they've outgrown those solutions. So it's really good to have this early conversation about Dynamics with an SMB customer. So that is my presentation today, and look at that, 11:46. So we haven't overrun or anything. Hopefully you've learned something. You've seen some stuff that you like the look of. I kind of wanted to do it as a bit of a, this might lead to further conversations. And again, I'm happy to have those one-to-one or answer some questions. I can see my team's flashing, which might be the chat in this session. My contact information's at the bottom there. Feel free to reach out to us. Whether you want to use the website for the Ingram Microcloud Dynamics website, or my email address is there, my Twitter, the QR code for my LinkedIn. Please do connect with me. I post all sorts in there, videos, blogs. Every now and again, get the baby involved. She loves being on camera, so she joins me on videos as well. But yeah, I think one thing I really want to get across is, I love helping partners. I love helping partners grow their business. I love helping customers, make the most of Dynamics applications. So again, regardless of how you would categorize yourself watching this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to support any way I can. And a huge thank you to Dynamics User Group for putting on such an incredible event as well. I feel privileged to be part of this event, and hopefully, want to do this again. So hopefully they'll have me back. But yeah, I feel absolutely privileged to be part of I look at the names of presenters and it's amazing. So yeah, thank you to those guys as well.
Thank you for talking. There is a few questions. Well, the main thing, are you happy sharing slides after this, just for people to get the links to all the different things? You've got handbook and the Dynamics Partner Transform site.
Yeah, 100%. I'll share those. In fact, I'll use the I'll unshare screen for a second. I will happily share the slides, and I will I can probably drop the links in the chat, to be honest with you. I think I've still got them open from when I recorded that video yesterday. Just have a look. Okay, it doesn't look like I still have, but yeah, I can easily get them and drop them in. That's not a problem. Yeah, the Transform website, I'm going to post that one straight away, actually, because that one is it's just so good. Like that's why I didn't really spend too long on it, because I could spend all day talking about it. It's a really good website for Microsoft Dynamics partners. Let me just post that into the chat.
I'll stop the recording. So yeah, thank you for speaking. If anybody is in chat and is able to unmute the mics, just to give Matt a round of applause and say thank you. We'll still be back for a few more minutes after this, but thank you for presenting.
Thank you, everyone.
I've put some links in chat, just quick links for the agenda and stuff, so if people need this pair next to where they can head off to. I'm sure Matt's about for a little while if you've got any questions.
Yeah, I'll hang on for the rest of the time. So if people want to come off mute and have a chat or anything, I'm more than happy to discuss anything. I'll drop the links to kind of my LinkedIn and things like that in the chat as well if you want to connect after.
And thank you for taking time, and thank you for your other half to take your little one for a walk. I'm sure we would have loved a little cameo from a 19-week-old, I wouldn't.
Yeah, when she's on form and she's happy and smiling, it's actually a pleasure. I do quite a lot of partner calls with her just sat on my knee, because sometimes I have to work late if I'm dealing in US time zone, and yeah, it's always entertaining.